Hello everyone, welcome to the next lab. So you can find the link for this lab in the description. Let's enter the contest. So let us see the first question, that is sum of digits of a number. The problem statement is, Codeman needs your help in defusing a bomb. The hint given to defuse the bomb is a number. The sum of all the digits of this number is the secret code to defuse the bomb. Can you help him? So here we are given a single number n as input and we need to print a single number which represents the secret code to defuse the bomb, that is the sum of all the digits in this number. So for example, given input as 2143, so we need to print 2 plus 1, that is 3, 3 plus 4 7, 7 plus 3 10, so the output is 10 here. So let us see how to code this. First we'll make object of scanner class, so I will write scanner sc is equals to new scanner system.in. Now we will take integer n as input, so int n is equals to sc.nextInt. Now we need to find out the sum of digits of the number n, so we'll initialize a variable sum to 0. Now how do we calculate sum of digits? Suppose we are given number n as 2143. So first we will extract the unit digit of this number. So how will we calculate the last digit? The last digit will be equal to n mod 10. So I'll get 3 here. Now how will we calculate the remaining number, that is 214? So I'll write n as n divided by 10. Now n will become 214. Again I'll calculate the last digit of this number 214. So last digit will be equal to n mod 10. Now the last digit is 4. I'll keep a variable sum. I'll initialize this to 0 and I'll keep adding the last digits. So here sum will become 3. Now the last digit is 4. So sum will become 3 plus 4, that is 7. Now the number will be updated to 21 here. Now again we can calculate the last digit of this number as n mod 10. That will be equal to 1. So sum will be updated to 7 plus 1. It will become 8. Again we can update n as n is equals to n divided by 10. Now the number is 2. So the last digit of this number can be calculated using n mod 10 and the sum will be updated as, the original sum was 8, the last digit here will be 2 and sum will be 8 plus 2, that is 10. Now the number will be updated to n divided by 10, so 2 divided by 10 gives us 0. Now the sum is already calculated, so we will stop when n becomes 0. So I'll use a while condition. While n is greater than 0, I need to continue doing this. So what I need to do? I need to calculate the last digit. So I'll take int last digit. That will be equal to n mod 10. I'll add this last digit to the value of sum. So I'll write sum plus is equals to last digit. And then I'll change the value of n as n equals to n divided by 10. So I'll write n divide equal to 10. So after this while loop is over, the sum is calculated in the variable sum. So I will store this. So I'll write system.out.print sum. Let us try to run this code. The sample test cases have passed. Let us now submit this. All the test cases have passed. Moving on to the next question. So let's see the next question, that is Nobita and the gadget. The problem statement is, Nobita has done it again. Nobita was playing with one of Doraemon's gadgets and has mistakenly introduced a bug into it. All the numbers are being printed in reverse. Help him out by reversing the output number on the machine so that it once again shows the correct output. Doraemon will be back anytime, be quick. So in the input we are given a single integer and in the output we need to print the reverse of that number as integer. So let's see the first test case. We have 1, 2, 3. The reverse will become 321. In the next test case we have input as 230. So if I reverse it, it will be 032, that is the number 32. So let us see how we can reverse a number. Suppose we have a number as 23104. How will we reverse this? First, we'll take a variable reverse and store 0 in this. First, I can calculate the last digit of this number by using n mod 10. So the last digit is 4. Now the reverse is 0. How will I update it to 4? I will write reverse is equals to 10 multiplied by reverse plus this last digit. Suppose I store it in a variable r. So I'll get plus r. So the reverse here will become 0 into 10, that is 0, plus 4. So the reverse value will be 4. Now I need to update the value of n to n divided by 10. So I'll get 2310. Again, I can calculate the last digit as n mod 10, that will be 0. Now the reverse will be updated to 10 into the original reverse plus the new remainder. So we have 4. 4 into 10 is 40 plus 0. I'll get 40 here. Now I will update the value of n as n divided by 10. So the new value of n will become 231. Again, I can calculate the unit digit of this number by using n mod 10. That will be equivalent to 1. Now I can update the value of reverse as 40 into 10, that is 400, plus 1, that is 401. Again, I can update the value of n as n divided by 10. So I'll get n as 23. Now I'll calculate the last digit of this number by using n mod 10. I'll get 3 here. So now my reverse will become 4010 plus 3. So this will be 4013. Again, I'll update the value of n to 2. So I can calculate the last digit as n mod 10, that will be 2. And I'll update the reverse value as this multiplied by 10 plus 2. So I'll get 40132. Now n will be updated to 0. So now I have 0 in the number n. So I will stop calculating the reverse. So I get the reverse of 23104 as 40132. So let us see how we can code this. So first we'll make object of scanner class. So I'll write scanner sc is equals to new scanner system.in. Now I'll take input n, that is sc.nextInt. Now I'll take a variable for reverse and initialize it to 0. So we'll continue the process while n is positive or greater than 0. First I'll calculate the last digit. So I can do that by using n mod 10. And how will I update reverse? I'll write reverse is equals to 10 multiplied by reverse plus the last digit. Next I'll update n to n divide equals to 10, and this will continue. So after my while loop is over, I can write system.out.print reverse. So let's try to run this code. The sample test cases have passed. Let us now submit this. All the test cases have passed. Moving on to the next question. The next question is Tanul needs help. Gautam and Tanul play by telling numbers. Gautam says a number to Tanul. Tanul should first reverse the number and check if it is same as the original. If yes, Tanul should say palindrome. If not, he should say not a palindrome. If the number is negative, print invalid input. Help Tanul by writing the program. So here we have to reverse the given number. If the given number is same as the reverse of that number, in this case the number will be palindrome and we need to print palindrome in the output. So let's see the first sample test case. So we are given the number 12121. If I calculate the reverse of this number, I'll again get 12121. So the reverse is equal to number. So if this condition is true, that is the reverse is number itself, in this case we'll print palindrome. If it is not equal, in this case we'll print not a palindrome. Let us see how to code this. First we will make object of scanner class. So I'll write scanner SC is equals to new scanner system.in. Now I'll take an integer input n. So I'll write int n is equals to sc.nextInt. So first I need to check if the number is negative. So if n is less than 0, in this case I will print invalid input, invalid input, and if it is not less than 0, I'll continue. So I'll write the remaining part in else block. So here I'll calculate the reverse. So I'll take another variable for calculating reverse. I'll keep on calculating while n is positive. So how will I calculate? I'll write reverse is equals to 10 multiplied by reverse plus the unit digit. So unit digit will be calculated as n mod 10. Now I'll update the value of n as n divide equals to 10. Now after this part is over, here I need to check if the number n is equal to the reverse. Can I write like this? If n equal to reverse? No, I cannot write it like this. The reason is the value of n is changed in this loop. I have updated the value of n as n divide equals to 10. So now I cannot compare it with n. I need to compare it with the original input. So what I can do here is I can take a variable temp and I'll store the original value of n in this. Now after the reverse is calculated, I'll compare the value of reverse with the value of temp. If this value is equal, I'll print palindrome. System.out.print palindrome. Else I'll print not a palindrome. So system.out.print not a palindrome. Let us try to run this code. The sample test cases have passed. Let us now submit it. All the test cases have passed. Moving on to the next question. Let us see the next question, that is how many digits? The problem statement is Nobita was given the responsibility to collect marks of all the students for a class test. The marks were out of 9. A student can score between 1 and 9 marks. Nobita wrote down all the marks consecutively without spaces. He now needs to tell how many students gave the exam. Help him out by making a code that takes a number formed by writing all the marks without spaces as input and gives the number of students as output. So in the input we are given a single integer and we need to count the digits because every digit represents the marks of one particular student. So the number of students will be equal to the number of digits in this number. So let's see the sample input 0. Here the first student has marks 5, second student has marks 6, third student has marks 7, fourth student has marks 8, fifth student has marks 2, sixth has marks 3, seventh has marks 1, eighth has marks 8. So in total we have 8 digits of this number. So the number of students are 8. So let us see how we can code this. First we'll make object of scanner class by writing scanner SC is equals to new scanner system.in. Now I'll take an integer as input. So int n is equals to sc.nextInt. I'll keep on dividing the value of n by 10, and while n is greater than 0, this means that it has one more digit. So I'll write while n is greater than 0, I'll keep on dividing n by 10, and if it is possible to divide n by 10, I'll increment the value of count. I'll first initialize the variable count to 0 to store the count of total number of digits, and every time n is divided by 10, I'll increment the value of count. Now if n becomes 0, that means there are no more digits in the number. So here I will print the value of count, which stores the total number of digits in the number. Let us try to run this code. The sample test cases have passed. Let us now submit this. All the test cases have passed. Moving on to the next question. The next question is Chaman and the lucky number. The problem statement is Chaman has to choose a 4-digit number for his car. His lucky numbers are 3, 5 and 7. Help him find a lucky car number, sum of whose digits is divisible by 3, 5 or 7. Given the car number, output lucky if it's lucky, else print unlucky. So we are given a car number, and if the sum of digits of the car number is divisible by 3, 5 and 7, in this case we need to print lucky, otherwise we need to print unlucky. So let us see how we can code this. Let us see the first test case. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 as input. So sum of all the digits is 10. 10 is divisible by 5. So we output lucky here. So let's see the next test case. We have 2, 2, 2, 2. Sum of digits is 8. 8 is not divisible by 3, 5 or 7. So we have outputted unlucky in this case. So let us see how we can code this. First, we'll make object of scanner class. Scanner SC is equals to new scanner system.in. Now I'll take an integer n as input. So I'll write int n is equals to sc.nextInt. Now first we need to calculate the sum of digits of the number n. So we'll initialize a variable sum to 0. And how will we calculate sum? We'll write the condition while n is greater than 0. We'll add the last digit to sum. So sum plus is equals to n mod 10. And we'll update n as n divide equals to 10. Now we have calculated sum of all the digits. Now we need to check if this sum is divisible by 3 or the sum is divisible by 5 or the sum is divisible by 7. In either of these three cases, we will print lucky. So I'll write system.out.print lucky. And in the else part, if it is not divisible by either of these three, we'll write unlucky. So else system.out.print unlucky. So let us try to run this code. The sample test cases have passed. Let us now submit this. All the test cases have passed. Moving on to the next question. The next question is Armstrong numbers. The problem statement is Nobita has for the first time started to like maths. He is fascinated by Armstrong numbers. He is trying to find out whether the given number is Armstrong or not. Armstrong number is any number following the given rule. Now what's the rule is, we have a number a, b, c, d. It should be equal to a raised to power n plus b raised to power n plus c raised to power n, where n is the order, that is the length or the digits in the number. So for example, we have 23. We'll take individual digits. So in this number we have 2 digits. So we'll take each digit and raise it to the power 2. And if this addition is equivalent to the original number, the number is Armstrong number. If not, it is not an Armstrong number. Note, if the given number is Armstrong, print Armstrong, else print not Armstrong. In case the given number is negative, we need to print invalid input. So for example, we are given a number 371. Here we have 3 digits. So we will calculate 3 raised to power 3 plus 7 raised to power 3 plus 1 raised to power 3. We get 371 on addition. So this is equivalent to the original number. So this number is an Armstrong number. Let's try to code this. First of all, we'll make object of scanner class. So we will write scanner SC is equals to new scanner system.in, and we'll take the integer n as input. So I'll take int n is equals to sc.nextInt. First of all, we need to count the number of digits in n. So for counting the number of digits, the value of n will be changed. So let's store it in another variable temp. And now we can calculate the digits in temp. So while temp is greater than 0, I'll divide temp by 10 and I'll do count plus plus. First of all, we'll initialize the count variable to 0. and here we will get the total count of digits in the number temp or n. Now we have the count of all the digits. Now we need to calculate each digit raised to the power count. So what I'll do here is, while n is greater than 0, for calculating the sum, I'll take another variable int sum and initialize it to 0. In the sum, I'll keep on adding math.power, POW, the last digit that can be calculated using n mod 10, and the count of digits in the number n, count. So this will give me the result in double. I'll typecast it to integer. After calculating last digit to the power n and adding it to sum, I'll modify the number n to n is equals to n divided by 10. Now here we have calculated the sum and we need to check if this sum is equal to the original number n. In this loop we have modified the value of n, so we can't compare the value of sum with n. We need to store the original value of n in some another variable, let's say temp1, and I take it equal to n. Now here I'll say if temp1 is equal to sum. In this case the number is Armstrong, so I'll write system.out.print Armstrong, and in the else part I'll write not Armstrong, so system.out.print not Armstrong. Now here we are given a condition, if the given number is negative, we need to print invalid input. So after we have taken the input, here I'll check if n is less than 0, that is n is negative, I need to print invalid input. So I'll write system.out.print invalid input, and I'll return from the main function here. So I'll write return. So now let us try to run this code. The sample test cases have passed. Let us now submit this. All the test cases have passed. Moving on to the next question. The next question is factors of a number. The problem statement is, Bella teaches her daughter to find the factors of a given number. When she provides a number to her daughter, she should tell factors of that number. Help her to do this by writing a program. If the input provided is negative, ignore the sign and provide the output. If the input is 0, the output should be no factors. Note, print the factors separated by space and in ascending order. So what are the factors? Factors of a number are all those numbers by which that particular number is divisible. So in the input we are given a single integer, and in the output we need to print all the factors of the given number. Let's see the first test case. We have 54. So 54 is divisible by 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 18, 27 and 54. So all these numbers are printed as space separated in output. In the next test case, we have minus 1869. So in the question we are given that if the input provided is negative, ignore the sign and provide the output. So if I ignore the negative sign, the input will be 1869, and in the output we have to write the factors of 1869. So let us see how to code this. First of all, we'll make object of scanner class to take the input. So I'll write scanner sc is equals to new scanner system.in. Next I have to take integer n as input. So I'll write int n is equals to sc.nextInt. Now the first case is if the input is negative. So if n is less than 0, in this case I need to ignore the sign. That means I need to change this n to a positive number. So I'll write n multiply is equals to -1. Next is if the input is 0. So I'll write if n is equals to 0. In this case I need to print no factors. So I'll write system.out.print no factors. And in this case I need to return from the main function. So I'll write return. Now if the number is not 0, either it is negative, it has been converted to a positive, or we are given a positive input. In this case we need to find all the factors of n. So how will we find factors? So for all numbers from 1 to n, I need to see which of these numbers divides n. That means if n is divisible by this number, it is a factor. So I'll check for all numbers starting from 1 till n. So I'll use a for loop in this case. For int I is equals to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. Inside I'll check if n is divisible by I, that means if n modulo I is equals to 0, this means I is a factor, so I'll print I, system.out.print I, and then I'll give a space. So in this case all the factors of n will be printed. Let's try to run this code. The sample test cases have passed. Let us now submit this. All the test cases have passed. Moving on to the next question. Strong numbers. Given an integer as input, check whether it is a strong number or not. Conditions for a strong number. Sum of factorial of each digit is equal to the number. If the number is a strong number, print strong number, else print not a strong number. In case of negative numbers, print invalid input. So let's see the sample test case. We have 145. We need to do factorial of each digit and add it. So if I add 1 factorial plus 4 factorial plus 5 factorial, it is equal to 145. So it is a strong number, and the output we have to write strong number. In the test case 1. So let's see how to code it. First of all, we'll make object of scanner class. So I'll write scanner sc is equals to new scanner system.in. Next we'll take an integer input n, sc dot next int. Now I need to calculate sum of factorial of each digit. For that I'll initialize a variable sum to 0. While n is greater than 0, I'll extract the last digit from it. So I'll take one digit. Int digit is equals to n mod 10. Now I need to calculate the factorial of this digit. So how will I calculate the factorial? So I'll initialize the variable factorial by 1, and while this digit is greater than 0, I'll keep on multiplying this digit with the factorial, and I'll decrement the value of digit. After calculating the factorial, I need to add this factorial into sum. So I'll write sum plus is equals to factorial. And then I'll modify the value of n to n equals to n divided by 10. I can write it as n divide equals to 10. I have calculated the sum. Now I need to check if this sum is equal to the initial number. But here I have modified n. So I need to store initial number in some another variable. Let's say temp. So I'll write int temp equals to n. And here I'll check if sum is equals to temp. In this case I'll write it's a strong number. So I'll print system.out.print strong number. And in the else part I'll write not a strong number. System.out.print not a strong number. We have one more condition here, that if we have a negative number as input, we need to print invalid input. So after taking input, I need to check if n is less than 0. In this case, I'll print invalid input. So I'll write system.out.print invalid input, and in this case I need not do the further steps, so I'll return from the main function here. Let us try to run this code. The sample test cases have passed. Let us now submit it. All the test cases have passed. Moving on to the next question. It's the last question, that is count the occurrence. The problem statement is given two integers a and b. Find the number of occurrences of a in b. Assume a to be a single digit number. So let's see the first test case. We have 2 and we have to find how many times 2 appears in the number 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2. In this number 2 is appearing 4 times, so the output is 4. In the next test case, we have 1 and the number is 8765. 1 does not appear in 8765, so the output is 0. So let's code this now. First, we'll make object of scanner class. So I'll write scanner sc is equals to new scanner system.in. Next, I have to take two integers as input. So first one is int a is equals to sc dot next int. Next, I have integer b equal to sc dot next int. Now I need to find how many times a appear in b. So I'll write a while loop here. While b is greater than 0. So here I'll calculate the last digit, that is b mod 10, and if this is equal to a, I need to increment count by 1. So I'll take a count variable here and initialize it to 0. So I'll write int count is equals to 0, and if this condition is true, I'll increment count. And after this, I'll modify the value of b. I'll write b is equals to b by 10. After this while loop is over, I'll print the value of count. I'll come out of this while loop when b is greater than 0. Now suppose b is 0. In this case, the occurrence of 0 would be 1. So we need to check this outside. If a equal to 0 and b equal to 0, in this case I'll not enter the while loop. In this case the output is 1, but I'll not enter the while loop in this case. So here I'll print 1, system.out.print 1, and I need not execute the remaining code, so I'll return from the main function here. Let's try to run this code. The sample test cases have passed. Let us now submit this. All the test cases have passed. All the questions in this lab are complete. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture.